The episode begins when a letter from Rinko, Konon's maid, reaches his parents. In it, she informs them that Kunon passed the exam and joined the advanced class, which is the highest rank in the magic school. He went a bit overboard during the exam and dyed the school courtyard red, leading people there to call him the Bounty of the Sea of Blood, or a troublemaker. However, his immense talent leaves everyone in awe. Although his parents are very happy at the beginning of the letter, his father becomes furious upon hearing that he is causing trouble and decides to punish him by withholding his allowance for a month. When Kunon learns of this, he laughs heartily. His teacher explains that students in the advanced class are expected to earn their own living. Rice objects to this, arguing that she came there to learn magic and has no time to think about earning a livelihood. However, the teacher maintains that the advanced class consists of the best mages, and one of the requirements for being an elite mage is the ability to support oneself. If they cannot do so, they will never be among the finest. Later, Kunon meets with his friends. Rice informs them that she needs 1.5 million Nika per month because she has 2 maids who also serve as her guardians, so in addition to living expenses, she must pay their salaries. The scene then shifts to teacher Sci-Fi meeting the students to inform them that every student in the advanced class has a room with a private research lab. Use of the lab is free, but they are responsible for the costs of the medicines and books used in their research. They have the freedom to study hard or slack off, but if they do not gather enough points, they will be demoted to the second level. These points are earned through experiments and magical achievements recognized by the teachers, which also affect their promotion. Kunon is indifferent to all of this because both he and his teacher have a significant amount of money. However, he hasn't been paid for his part-time job yet. He knows his teacher found work in magical engineering at this school and feels lucky, as working in the field of magic has been his dream since childhood. His friends are impressed, as they never expected him to think so seriously about his future. Kunon then asks Rice what kind of work she will do with her light magic, offering to take her to a wonderful magic parfait shop if she tells him, but Rice refuses to answer. When Kunon returns to the house he shares with Rinko, it is dinner time. Rinko senses he is sad, and he tells her that the saint, Rice, always rejects him. Rinko advises him to listen carefully because girls do not like being pestered. A man should respect a lady's wishes above all else and should not be alone with a girl to avoid misunderstandings. She then asks if he can earn money himself since he won't receive an allowance, and he assures her he can work and pay her salary. Meanwhile, Rice talks with her maids. She has consulted the school and they confirmed she is not allowed to receive support from the Holy Kingdom or donations, as guidelines forbid receiving money or items from any outside party. One maid suggests she use her healing magic for commercial purposes to earn money. The next morning, Rice arrives at the academy and senses something strange. Her friends tell her that Kunon started a project that became an instant success, the Sleep Sanctuary. He uses his magic to create waterbeds in the form of large bubbles for students to rest in. A girl who stayed up all night for an experiment takes the last available bed for 30 minutes, while Kunon asks the other students to wait as there are no vacancies. His friends and teachers watch him and ask about the project. He takes them to his room to show them the waterbeds he created with his magic, noting it is the only thing his teacher ever praised him for. His teacher is impressed that he turned sleep into a business. Kunon explains that people get immersed in research and stay up all night, so he thought of providing a comfortable short nap. Teacher Sci-Fi decides to grant Kunon's request for extra lab space and suggests providing this service for teachers as well. Kunon hesitates because asking teachers for money feels awkward, but his teacher tells him not to worry as many people are in a similar situation. The students sleeping in the beds look very comfortable. When they wake up after a 60-minute nap, they feel as refreshed as if they had slept for half a day. Kunon earns a lot of money from this project. The scene shifts back to Rice discussing support from the kingdom again. Her maid suggests she discuss the matter with her teachers, but Rice has already done so. The teachers and students suggested she seek advice from Kunon. Though she is reluctant to ask a trivial person for help, she feels forced to go to him. The next day, she approaches him for advice, but hesitates to rely on him personally, fearing what he might ask for in return. Kunon interrupts, stating he is a gentleman, and would never exploit her weakness. She would simply be indebted to him. He then asks her to call Teacher Sci-Fi before they begin, as he believes a gentleman should not be alone with a lady. When Teacher Sci-Fi arrives, Kunon suggests Rice use her magic to treat people's injuries to earn money. She replies that her healing magic was granted by her ancestors and rulers and cannot be used for profit. He then suggests writing experiment reports, but notes that as new students, their data might not be valuable yet. After thinking, he asks about purification magic, suggesting she use it on products for magic tool factories to sell with him. Teacher Sci-Fi points out that if a product becomes popular, there might be issues regarding rights. Kunon explains that Rice will be the one in charge even if they make them together, as she needs the money now. Rice agrees to the project. They go to see a lady named Surya. Kunon notices her skin is as smooth and fresh as an icy path, and she tells him it's thanks to the waterbed. Lady Surya recognizes Rice as the saint she heard about and introduces herself as a teacher with the light element. She gives Kunon a box of shishila seeds he requested to plant. Rice objects, saying this plant is sacred and only grows in Holy Land. Kunon explains his research shows that Holy Land is simply a place saturated with holy magic and purifying energy. Rice remembers visiting the Holy Land and how the ground was purified by holy power. Kunon explains she can use her purification magic for commercial purposes by creating an artificial Holy Land, using her personal spell, Holy Sanctuary, to produce a holy barrier in a small amount of soil. Teacher Surya is excited to see what Rice will do. Rice begins the ritual, and the shishila sprouts immediately, leaving them all in awe. Kunon is overjoyed by the plant's growth and begins documenting everything, noting that light magic is so marvelous that a single book wouldn't be enough to record its wonders. Watching him, Rice thinks to herself that Kunon only acts this way when it comes to magic. He was focused on his experiments and wasn't actually flirting with her. When she asks what he plans to do with the sacred plant, Kunon reveals they will manufacture medicine from it. Since the plant is sacred, rare, and expensive, earning 1.5 million Nika will no longer be just a dream. Rice is astonished by the potential profit, realizing that while she struggled to find a solution, he devised a way to generate wealth through magic in a very short time. Teacher Surya then mentions that she is glad the 1 million Nika didn't go to waste, explaining that each seed costs 200,000 Nika, bringing the total value to 1 million. She informs Rice that she must pay for the materials used in her magical experiments. However, Kunon points out that their agreement stated the materials would be free if the cultivation succeeded, and she documented the growth report. He then thanks Rice, telling her she saved him. Rice apologizes, admitting that she feels a sense of regret for causing him so much trouble, but Kunon insists she should thank him instead of apologizing. Teacher Surya, delighted by the plant, begins grinding the petals and mixing them with dried yue grass to complete the process, while Kunon applies his magic to the mixture. The scene then shifts to an old man who is impressed by the sacred plant, noting that the grains are worth 1.5 out of 10, or rather a full million Nika. Later, at a restaurant, Kunon celebrates the completion of the deal with his friends, telling them that it is a gentleman's pleasure to open his wallet for attractive ladies and inviting them to order whatever they like. One of the girls thanks him, mentioning they received their wages and that the guild negotiated a long-term contract on their behalf. Kunon expresses his happiness at having lunch with them, noting he can now write reports on light magic. Later, back at his palace, Kunon feels a bit somber, realizing the lunch cost 220,000 Nika. He tells himself he must be careful about telling people to order whatever they like in the future, having learned his lesson. He then meets his male friends, who ask about Rice's medicine. He tells them everything went well except for the wine. When his friends ask him for advice, Kunon refuses because they aren't ladies, instead asking them to help him realize his ideas by preparing some bacon for him. Finally, we see a group of girls sleeping on Kunon's magical water beds. Another girl asks them what they are doing, and it is revealed that they secretly intend to get rid of Kunon. The episode ends here. Stay tuned for the upcoming episodes, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell icon to receive all our latest updates.